Welcome to another episode of Married with Video Games. I'm your host, Matthew.
I'm your host, Christina.
And I played Mouse PI for Hire. Whee!
Da-da-da-da, da-da.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. I cannot get Troy Baker's low voice. I can't. I can do a pretty low voice, but his voice, he gets really that rich, deep voice.
Like the deep guttural, like chest
He
sounds.
almost could have said Ellie at the same time.
Dude, if you see him do Joel's voice, you're just like, how does that come out of you?
Yeah.
You're like a skinny man who should play Gambit.
My deep voice is just goofy sounding after a while. Hey, how are you? Hey, Mama.
Thank you.
It's
You're just Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just Johnny Bravo. All right, well, quick synopsis. You play as Jack Pepper, a gruff 1930s detective that survived the war. Oh, and he's a mouse. He takes a case for a missing magician that turns into a string cheese of mysteries that unravel into one crazy fondue of an adventure. Can Jack wrap up the case and lay off the fondue in the process? Well, you should play and find out.
I didn't read your synopsis, so I just saw all of those as you read them.
It's so fitting, though. Right? I was very proud of that.
Quite excellent. We finished this like 2.5 weeks ago, but we are in the process of moving, so we've been doing lots of things.
This will be the last podcast in this current house.
Yes, and probably for a hot second because we have not been playing anything. We've been playing separate things. We might do a fun little one for Pokemon Pokopia.
And I will, we should do what we have been playing.
Yeah, just talking generalities.
What they're like, enjoyment.
I've been playing Pokemon Pokopia.
And I've been playing Mina the Hollower.
It sounds very good.
It's incredible, and I love every second of it. It's very difficult at times, but you have to figure out why.
Gotcha.
Things are happening, and then when you figure it out, it's a really good time. Pragmata will probably be our next big.
We did start that one, and I was enjoying it the couple nights we played it, and then again,
house move, and we're going to be gone through the end of July.
This is probably the last one for...
Yeah. There's no... unless we can sneak anything in there.
Maybe Pokemon.
Maybe
we'll
Pokemon.
See.
Yeah, we'll see how our son...
Yes.
He has to be part of it.
He definitely will do the beginning part with him, and then we'll actually talk about it.
Aside from that, we want to play 007. There's just a bajillion games coming out in the fall.
Yep.
We'll reconvene in August, folks. We're apologies for the hiatus up to this point, and we're going to apologize for the hiatus that's up and coming.
I think we posted one last month. It's fine. We're still one a month. It's all good.
Yeah, we're trying. I'd like to do more, but we're busy. We're really busy.
Hopefully it'll slow down.
Well, Mouse PI for Hire released on April 16th, 2026 for all systems. We played on PC. Blue cheese jokes here.
That was very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I did not go to IGN for any of this.
There's a little bit of drama. I don't know if we talked
about it a little bit in our last podcast.
The IGN drama. That has to be one of the worst reviews.
Yeah.
It's up there with Too Much Water. I'll have to show you that sometime.
I remember that. No, you showed me that one.
They've had some really bad takes, but this one was just a game about a mouse detective in a cartoon style.
Why are you shooting up the opera house? What did the opera people do against you? They're shooting at you. You're playing a boomer shooter. What are you expecting?
And cheese jokes and noir. Like, that's it.
In a game that's all nice and
old Disney animated style, or like that.
The 1930s cartoon style, yeah.
Yeah, very bouncy effect on that.
So
it's so good.
I did not go to IGN. Metacritic has an 80 from critics and an 8.2 from users.
Okay.
So, I have Game Informer. I'd say our buddies, but that's just because we have the magazine subscription.
We do like I do like Game Informer still. I like reading their reviews at the very least.
Yeah. Game Informer, positive. Levels range from opera houses to swamps to production studios, each overflowing with classic slapstick comedy. I frequently chuckled when glimpsing a web in a corner featuring a drooling derby hat-wearing spider rubbing its knife and fork together while eyeing its catch, or when an enemy killed with an explosive barrel would break into a hilariously exaggerated death animation before crumbling into a pile of ash with eyeballs. None of it is presented as parody either. It's a sincere tribute to century-old cartoons like Steamboat Willie, albeit with more adult themes spread throughout. Exploration is a blast too, thanks to cool unlockable traversal abilities from plenty of secret areas with money and collectibles, as well as items or photographs needed to complete side quests you receive from the denizens of Mouseburg. These optional requests are worth seeing through, as they do a good job of expanding upon Jack's various personal relationships and feature some of the funniest dialogue in the game. I liked that.
Yeah.
Every world was very different from every other world.
Yes.
Music and all.
Yes, we'll
dive into that.
Yeah, I want to dive in. I want to hear the negative, and then I do have commentary.
Game Informer negative.
Okay.
The action combat lacks depth, however. The gunplay and movement feel fantastic, but too many enemies fall into one of two categories. Guy with a blunt weapon who charges at you with reckless abandon, or guy with a gun who stands still and shoots at you. As a result, most encounters lack the dynamism, my goodness, of other fast-paced shooters by which Mouse is clearly influenced, namely Doom. Even with my growing arsenal of comical weaponry, a bit of fatigue eventually set in by the last third of the game. Combat was kind of boring to watch after a while because it wasn't...
understand the take.
Yeah. The bosses were sweet. I have a comment about that later.
But I felt... Even though they're correct, they're absolutely, the criticism is spot on. But for me, the environment was different enough in each area.
It didn't bother you,
that
really?
It didn't really bother me,
okay.
Even though it was more of the same reskinned enemy type.
Yeah.
Where every once in a while they did a unique thing with them, but for the most part, it was go into there, use your favorite weapons to melt. Mm-hmm. Destroy, pop the heads off of all the enemies.
Yeah, you didn't do a lot of like hand-to-hand combat either. Every once in a while you'd have to kick somebody back, but you didn't do like the fisticuffs.
No, I used the chainsaw for a hot second, and then I really didn't bother. Or when they gave you the mandatory spinach upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
The Popeye.
Those were fun. Or the mandatory hot pepper or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were a little break from it, but they all were around the same thing that you were doing anyway. But yeah, the environments, as you said before, were different enough that it didn't bother me because I was looking at other things while playing.
Okay.
So, first, real simple. It's a boomer shooter. If you've played Doom, the old style Dooms, it feels very similar to that. You go into a room, there's lots of enemies, you kill all the enemies, you move into the next rooms.
Yeah, there's waves of enemies sometimes too.
You get a wacky assortment of weapons. There's anything from a pistol and a Tommy gun to a freeze ray or a brain that makes people's heads pop.
Yeah, that one was very silly.
You enter, like I said, you enter arena, you fight bosses and level up your weapons and progress the story. So you collect blueprints to level up your weapons. You can refill ammo, and then there's a mini game, like a little baseball mini game.
Yeah, that baseball mini game was cute, but not really necessary.
It's not in depth or anything like that. Doing that unlocks the secret weapon in the game.
Oh, okay.
If you collected all the chips, that's how you get that. And I just was, it's fine. I didn't want to play the mini game that much.
Yeah, it took us long enough to get through a 10-hour game.
Yeah, I think we did 15, 16 hours there.
We took our time. You did a lot of side quests for a hot second in the middle there, where I asked a question at one point, and you're like, no, this is a side quest. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they had the side quests were nice because you were going into the level anyway, and then you went off the beaten track a little bit, and you did a little objective while still kind of doing the main thing. It didn't take you too far off of the main premise that it didn't subtract from anything in that way.
Yeah.
It felt like it was part of the level, which it was, but they made it genuinely feel like it was part of the story in the game and not just a
distraction.
Isn't
this just pointless busy work? Yeah. Bullseye. Get cracking.
So But for me, that if you've played any boomer shooter, you've felt this one. It's a fairly competent boomer shooter. The gunplay mechanics are really on par. The game is not overly difficult, but it's also not a walk in the park.
No.
There were several times where I was down to very little health.
A couple times I had to remind you, I'm like, there's health over on the left because you were at like 12.
Yeah, so there's a lot of times where I got low. I did die 3 to 5 times, I think, maybe more.
There were a couple times where you kept falling off of the edge at one point, and then there was the one boss battle against the magician where you kept dying because we couldn't figure out like what the pattern was initially with the cards he was doing.
Yeah, I had to figure out what the actual pattern was. Once I figured it out, it was an easy fight.
Yeah.
The music is what made this game.
Yes.
This
we had a lot of fun.
Your music, the game, but I've come to enjoy a lot of the music in this game. So it had several moments where I would just stay a little longer in an area to enjoy
the swamp.
The
was really good. That was definitely like Louisiana bayou jazz.
I really liked the docks. I thought
the docks were really good too.
You liked driving in between the
mini map of driving. I liked that
in
music
Mouseburg,
in Mouseburg. I also just liked the animation for that too. It weirdly reminded me of like the mini map, like wandering through Clair Obscur too a little bit. They're not the same whatsoever, but it gave me those vibes.
Yeah, and it had some cheeky like Steamboat Willie actual music. That there was a boat named Willie, and they play the for a quick second.
It's all in the public domain. It's fine.
Yeah, but it made me
more
really
than 72
happy.
years old.
But it made me really happy.
Yeah,
when
we
it
both
popped in
chuckled
there.
at that.
But the game really just the music was something special.
Yeah.
They nailed the tone and everything about it. They nailed the grit and the grime that you see in the old movies. Mm-hmm. They nailed all of that, but somehow it was just with mice.
It was, yeah.
There's actually some genuinely emotional, like on the surface emotional stories that they were talking about, but they never fully dived into. So Jackie and Tammy.
Yes.
You don't get the full picture story of it, but you get some details of it, and so it's really cute. Mm-hmm. Him with the reporter was really funny. Mm-hmm. His old war buddy running for mayor.
Reminded me of my boss's boss at work, yes.
They had some really, really solid, and
good voice acting too. I mean, it's starring Troy Baker. He's great in everything.
Troy Baker played every character.
That's our joke on this podcast. Yeah, but there's nobody else like super famous that I know of that are in games that we play.
I'd have to look at the cast.
I didn't recognize any names when I looked it up. At least I'm sure they're in other things. Just maybe not in our realm.
I'll have to look, but I know a few more from different podcasts and stuff that I watch.
That's fair.
But you're probably right. But Troy Baker, he's just such a big name that non-gamer nerds probably have heard of him somewhere in there at some point.
Yeah,
maybe
he's in that episode of The Last of Us in season 1.
There's a TV show.
Shut up. We talked about that.
The old style animation, mostly in black and white, was a very good touch. There's a random section of color in the game that
it goes Wizard of Oz on you.
It throws
literally.
You off. Yeah, it throws you off. Yeah, literally. It was
you
actually
go to a movie set, and so
it's the Yellow Brick Road.
Yes,
it's pretty funny. I didn't even realize that. That is hilarious.
That's okay. The last time I did my Caribou Crew night, I don't remember what we were talking about, but I pointed out to both Sam and Scott that we had been playing Mouse P.I., and I explained, like, it's a boomer shooter that's like a 1930s cartoon. It's starring a bunch of mice, so there's a lot of cheese references, and it took me until 2 weeks into playing the game where I realized he's Jack Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Pepper Jack.
Uh-huh.
Pepper Jack cheese.
And their drink of choice is fondue. So that was the reference.
That was good. Yeah, I got that. I just didn't
get
his name.
This is for our audience at this point. And if you don't know, fondue is like a wine-based...
It's just cheese and bread, my friends.
Cheese and bread, but there's definitely
As
wine.
Howard Stark tells Captain America.
And The characters had some memorable moments. They said at the end it felt a little long. I felt like the game wrapped up at a good point. It was getting to the point where it was going to overstay its welcome, and then it finished.
I wish the story was stronger, because I did not follow it.
There's a lot of broken parts. I followed it pretty well. It's just one of those noir mysteries. It solves itself. You don't actually have to solve anything.
No, it's a little like Deathloop, because you do have to go back to his mind place, like in Alan Wake 2. And like there you had to place it, and they didn't hold your hand, but they kind of told you like, no, this you literally just like clicked the button and it went to wherever it needed to go, which that is pointless busy work.
Yeah, it was nice to see a little detective board fill up, and then you kind of piece together who done it for what you're tracking.
And it just went into...
But the big mouse party at the end, the BMP, was just... that was kind of just an off... Like, it felt like a little one-off thing at the end, because the character wasn't really relevant until the very end.
Yes.
But the rest of it up to the dame being...
oh, yeah.
You know, doing bad things was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Game was great.
Yeah.
It was fun. You're correct. The story wasn't 100%, but I really had a good time. And yeah, I hope someone who wants 100% it does, because there's a lot of value in the game. There's a lot of fun to be had, but I'm good. I got my time out of it.
We enjoyed it. We did not mind all of the cheese jokes, nor the fact that they were all mice.
Nor the fact that you just murder half of Mouseburg looking for some shrews.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta save the shrews, man.
Yeah, you're on the side
Down
of the
with
shrews.
BMP. All right. What's your review?
I give it an 8.
Okay.
That's it?
No, I don't actually have a strong opinion on this one. It could be a 9. It also could be an 8. I'm going to go 8.5 at that rate. But the music was so good that the music was close to a 9.5, to almost a 10.
Okay. I don't disagree.
The shooting was very competent, but you're right, the story was lacking.
The story was very... honestly kind of boring for me, and then when it tried to go to like the extreme, it was almost a little too wacky.
Yeah, and I wish there was more variety in enemies. There really didn't feel like there was enough. I'm the person that doesn't mind, but I will agree with that criticism that they could have had more variety.
Yeah, it really was like those two. Sometimes they were flying guys.
They were kind of fun because whatever element you used to kill the flying guys, they would fall and explode with that element.
That was cool. But yeah, so there were 3 things. Giant guys that charged at you.
There were skeletons that revived, but they weren't common.
No, not very often. I did really like when you would climb through the ductworks and you would go to a dead end and the spider was there with his fork and knife. Mm-hmm. That was really funny. We just stopped and watched that animation for like 30 seconds one night because it was excellent. And I liked the other little mini game of like the tail picking, the lock picking.
Lock picking with your tail was funny.
Yeah.
I would reset a few times if I really wanted to open a safe. They were always just blueprints. There wasn't anything else in them.
Blueprints are money.
Yeah, I wish I found more of the little dolls you would tickle. That made me laugh.
I think you only found like 4.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
I know for a fact I found 3 of them.
Yeah, I was thinking 3 in my head. I was trying to make you sound cooler.
Yeah. There's no point. There's no point. Like we said, we're going to be gone for a hot second. If there is anything very quick you'd like us to do a poke at, if you'd like us to do a preview of something, we're all just kind of on the countdown for Grand Theft Auto, which we're not going to play right away because we're not going to have the time to play right away.
No.
It comes out in November, and my backlog is already going to be...
So much stuff comes out in September and October. It's really
that
funny
I would rather play.
It's really funny to look at the release calendar and how many things are in September and October, and there is nothing in November except for GTA 6.
Oh, listen, GTA has to compete with Godzilla and Barbie. Okay, there's no way. Did you see they already think that the game made $3 to $5 billion already in pre-release sales?
That's not surprising.
What?
That's not surprising.
I can't fathom the price tag.
$80 and there's going to be stuff locked behind a $20 increase.
A $20 increase. That was their way of making a $100 game.
Yep.
That was their sly way of making a $100 game.
And didn't people get angry at Star Wars Outlaws for doing that same exact thing?
Yes, but Star Wars
Outlaws was its whole thing.
They were shooting above the hip on that one.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto is probably one of the only games that can justify that price point.
Correct, yeah.
I'm still going to wait a year or two for the PC sale when it comes out on PC, and then a sale price of $60 for the collectors.
Yeah.
That's when I'll buy it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play Grand Theft Auto 6. It's going to happen.
Did we beat 5? I know we got really far.
I've never beat 5.
Okay.
I always get really far.
Grand Theft Auto. Very distracted. There's so much to do in those
Rockstar games, there's so much to do. There's so much side content that you get the burnout towards the end. And when you don't have the time to sit and play games like we do now, it's really difficult. It's one of those, you need to take a week off of work and make your kids go away.
Yes.
And that would be the only time you could actually do it. I was like, okay, I did all my chores. We've done everything we're going to do. We're playing Grand Theft Auto for 8 hours a day.
That would be really fun.
It'd be
I feel like the last time we did that was
Zelda.
Breath
of the Wild.
Yeah, I don't think we even got to do that for Tears of the Kingdom. Although our child did still kind of nap then.
Yeah,
so I think we played a little bit.
Breath of the Wild, we both had the day off the next day.
And I also worked from home that day before work from home was really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, you don't really have the same amount of time that we used to for that.
No.
So that's on the docket. It will get played. You'll get a bajillion other reviews for it before then.
Yeah.
We'll cover some stuff we want. We still got to get Pragmata and 007 out to you, so...
Yeah, I'm excited for 007. I'm excited for both, honestly. I'm intrigued by Pragmata.
It was very fun. Well, for what we played, it was fun, and I'm looking forward to more. We're at Gaming Marriage, gamingmarriage@gmail.com, and Married with Video Games on YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe. Leave a little comment or two. Again, one day there'll be video of us in our pajamas sitting at the table downstairs.
It'll be in our Control pajamas.
In our Control pajamas, doing a review of Control Resonant, because I want to play that.
Man. I can't wait.
This is
going to be so good. I can't wait for whatever ridiculous scene is set to a Poets of the Fall song.
Did we do Control for the podcast? Was that one of the ones we actually did in the podcast?
Yeah, I can look at the review right now.
Did I give it an 8?
Probably.
Or a 9? Hopefully I gave it
Control
a 9.
Ultimate Edition. You gave it a 9. I gave it an 8.
How dare you?
I didn't know back then. I remember talking about how it just felt like watching an episode of The X-Files, which is a compliment. What did I give Alan Wake 1? I gave Alan Wake Remastered an 8.
And the second one, a 10.
And the second one, a 10. I'd give it an 11 if I could.
But this one goes to 11.
Can't you just make 10 louder? This one goes to 11. But it's one louder.
It's one louder. All right, everybody. We're going to wrap this up because our dog is looking at us very sad.
He's laying out there on the...
No, actually, he's passed out on the stoop.
Yeah, he's been sitting there upright most of the time, but he needs his ball thrown, so...
Yeah, we're going to give him a little bit of love so he doesn't murder us in his sleep.
That's fair.
All right, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.